Do you know about the Mexican friar who was martyred in Japan? Shout out to Tony M 486 for the question. Felipe de Jesus, originally Felipe de las Casas and one other name, was born in Mexico City. His birth year is not known, but listed as 1572. His parents immigrated from Spain. Stories about his early life suggest he was an ill-mannered young man who tried to be both a silversmith and a soldier. He also joined the Franciscan order in Mexico City, but quit after a few months. In 1591, his father provided him some money to sail to Manila and make his fortune. But after 2 years, he gave up and decided to give religion another try. On May 21st, 1593, he entered a strict Franciscan friary. The friary was tasked with spreading the gospel through the Philippines. However, it was also focused on spreading Franciscan influence to places like Japan and China. In 1596, Felipe was ready to be ordained as a priest, but with the bishop's seat empty in Manila, he would have to return home to receive holy orders. He boarded a ship, coincidentally called the San Felipe, for the voyage, and from that moment on, his life changed. In those days, the usual trading route from the Philippines to Mexico was to set sail north for Japan to catch the current that would take you across the Pacific. On this voyage, the ship endured 2 typhoons and decided to head to Japan for repairs and survival. This was not unusual. Ships on this route had been forced to seek repairs in Japan before. A 3rd typhoon struck, however, costing them 1/3 of their cargo before they listed into Shikoku. The remaining 2/3 of the cargo, though, proved to be a problem. Japan had attempted a costly campaign in Korea and also endured a massive earthquake in the capital. The cargo was just too tempting, and the Japanese government confiscated it in an effort to help rebuild and replenish coffers. Those of you familiar with Japanese history may know what happened next. Angered at the confiscation, the pilot of the ship made a comment that got translated as something like, "Spain dominates globally by sending in the priests first." The comment made it back to Hideyoshi, the leader of Japan, who flew into a rage and ordered the execution of all Christians in the area. Why was this said? Well, with 2 exceptions, there weren't supposed to be any missionaries in all of Japan. This was according to an edict Hideyoshi had made in 1587. Hideyoshi was fully aware that there were Christians in Japan, but he had been doing his best to get them to tamper down on their efforts. However, the incident goaded his famous temper, and retribution had to be made. Negotiations ensued with Ishida Mitsunari, one of Hideyoshi's main advisors. The anger was refocused on Spain, and the Franciscans by extension, who were seen as affiliated with Spain. A new Franciscan church in Kyoto, founded with the assistance of some friars from the friary in Manila, was seen as the source of the contention. 24 were charged, 20 from the church, 3 Jesuits who didn't get the message to go into hiding, and Felipe. 2 more would be added, and 26 would be martyred on February 5th, 1597 in Nagasaki. When people talk about the 26 martyrs from that day, the focus usually falls on St. Paul Mickey, a Jesuit who likely would have been the first Japanese priest had this event not happened. The group is often referred to as St. Paul Mickey and his companions. But I've often wondered about the man who found himself in Japan through events beyond his control. The man who was included, though he wasn't supposed to be there. The man who faced his misfortune with a very strong faith. The man whom Pope Pius IX canonized on June 8th, 1862. The man who is the patron saint of Mexico City, Felipe de Jesus. Thank you for watching.